Our skin is not just a passive shield. It is a highly active sensory organ that reflects our internal state. When we are stressed, anxious, or sleep deprived, our brain tells the skin exactly what's going on. And the skin responds. It breaks out, becomes inflamed, or accelerates aging. Today, I'm going to explain why that happens and how to stop it. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Andrew Huberman, professor of neurobiology and ophthalmology at Stanford School of Medicine. And today we're going to explore something that nearly all of us experience, but very few understand: the neuroscience of skin. Specifically, how stress can directly lead to breakouts, rashes, inflammation, and even premature aging. We'll explore the scientific mechanisms that link your brain to your skin, the role of the nervous system, and hormones like cortisol, how the immune system gets involved, and most importantly, what you can do about it. Let's begin by understanding something fundamental. Your skin is your largest organ, accounting for about 16% of your body weight. But more than that, your skin is deeply enmeshed in your nervous system. It is actually derived from the same embryological tissue as your brain, the ectoderm. That means from the very beginning of your development, your skin and your brain were part of the same cellular lineage. The shared origin is not just a historical note. It has biological consequences. It means your skin is wired to receive signals from your brain and autonomic nervous system. It also means your skin can send signals back. When you experience a stressful event, like public speaking, relationship conflict, or even sleep deprivation, your brain doesn't keep that information to itself. It communicates with your skin through a network of hormones, neuropeptides, immune cells, and blood vessels. This is called the brain-skin axis. Let's look deeper at how this communication works, starting with the core stress pathway in your body, the HPA axis. The HPA axis stands for hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. It's a 3-node system that regulates your body's stress response. 1. A stressor, real or perceived, is detected by the brain. 2. The hypothalamus releases corticotropin, releasing hormone, CRH. 3. CRH prompts the pituitary gland to release ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone. 4. ACTH tells your adrenal glands to produce cortisol, your body's primary stress hormone. Most people think cortisol only affects the brain or perhaps the cardiovascular system, but cortisol receptors exist in the skin. In fact, your skin has its own mini HPA axis. Keratinocytes, the main cell type in the outer layer of the skin, can synthesize CRH, ACTH, and even cortisol. So your skin doesn't just respond to stress. It can generate its own stress response. This means that chronic psychological stress results in sustained cortisol release, both from your adrenal glands and locally within the skin. That sustained elevation has consequences. Cortisol weakens the skin barrier function by disrupting lipid production. It reduces collagen synthesis, which leads to wrinkling and aging. It impairs wound healing and reduces the skin's ability to fight off pathogens. It increases inflammation, especially through activation of mast cells. All of this sets the stage for breakouts. But there's more. Cortisol isn't acting alone. Another major player in the brain-skin axis is a class of molecules called neuropeptides. These include substance P calcitonin gene-related peptide CGRP, the neurokinin A vasoactive intestinal peptide V. Let's focus on substance P because its role in stress-related skin changes is well documented. Under stress, substance P is released from peripheral nerves in the skin. Its effects increases sebum production, that oily substance that clogs pores, stimulates mast cells, which release histamine and cytokines that promote inflammation, enhances blood vessel permeability, leading to redness and swelling, triggers itching, which can lead to scratching and barrier disruption. A landmark study published in Journal of Investigative Dermatology showed that individuals with acne had elevated levels of substance P in their sebaceous glands during exam stress periods. So now we see that stress isn't just in your head. It's in your skin cells. It's in your pores. It's literally in the oil glands of your face. Your skin is also home to a complex immune system. It houses Langerhans cells, mast cells, T cells, macrophages. When the HPA axis is activated and neuropeptides flood the local environment, these immune cells get hyperactivated. They release pro-inflammatory cytokines like IL-1K, IL-6, and TNFS. This is why stress often triggers eczema flare-ups, psoriasis outbreaks, or worsens rosacea. These conditions are immune-mediated. Stress pours fuel on the fire. Further, your skin's surface is home to billions of microbes, collectively called the skin microbiome. Healthy skin has a balanced microbial population that includes Cutibacterium acnes. Yes. Even healthy skin has it. Staphylococcus epidermidis, Corynebacterium. But under stress, changes in pH, sebum, and barrier function disrupt this balance. The bad strains of C. acnens flourish, contributing to inflammation and breakouts. So once again, we see how stress through the brain-skin axis leads to 1, hormonal shifts at cortisol, 2, neural signaling, substance P3, immune activation, cytokinase 4. Microbiome imbalance, each of these is a trigger for breakouts. Now let's shift to actionable tools. If you're someone who experiences breakouts, irritation, or other skin conditions under stress, these are science-supported interventions you can use. Tool 1. Controlled breathing to downshift the HPA axis. Studies from Stanford, Harvard, and the NIH have shown that physiological size, double inhale followed by extended exhale, can reduce cortisol and slow heart rate within minutes. Protocol: flee. Inhale deeply through nose. Take a second, shorter inhale on top. Exhale slowly and fully through mouth. Repeat 1-3x, up to 5 minutes total. This reduces activation of the HPA axis and lowers systemic and skin cortisol levels. Tool 2. Sleep regularity for skin health. Chronic sleep deprivation increases cortisol and substance P levels. Even one night of poor sleep has been shown to increase transepidermal water loss, a marker of impaired skin barrier. Recommendation: aim for 90% consistency in bedtime and wake up 709 hours per night. Avoid bright light exposure between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. Tool 3. Topical adaptogens and neurocosmetics. Recent research in Psychodermatology supports the use of topical neuroactive agents. Niacinamide reduces inflammation and supports the barrier. Panthenol, vitamin B5 soothes irritated skin and may interact with keratinocyte receptors. Centella asiatica's gotucolov is shown to reduce substance P activity. These don't just treat the symptoms. They interact with the skin's neuroendocrine receptors. Tool 4, sunlight and circadian anchoring. Morning sunlight exposure helps regulate your cortisol awakening response, anchoring circadian rhythms in both brain and skin. Yes, your skin has clock genes too. Protocol: ton 30 minutes of morning sunlight within 60 minutes of waking. No sunglasses, no windows. Ideally, go outside. This improves cortisol regulation and reduces inflammatory cytokine activity in keratinocytes. Tool 5e, mindfulness and interoception. Mindfulness doesn't just calm your mind. It can literally reduce skin flare-ups. A study in psychosomatic medicine found that 8 weeks of mindfulness reduced psoriasis lesion severity without changing any topical treatment. Why? Because it reduced activation of the HPA axis and normalized cortisol rhythms. We've covered the molecular and physiological levels, but we also need to talk about the psychological and social dimension. Skin is visible. It's your most public organ. People's perception of your health, age, and even trustworthiness is influenced by your skin. This creates a feedback loop. Stress triggers skin flare-ups. Skin flare-ups affect self. Esteem, self-consciousness increases. Stress cycle continues. This is where psychodermatology enters, a new field that blends dermatology and psychiatry. It treats skin conditions not just with creams and pills, but with therapy, cognitive tools, and stress regulation. In this model, mental health touts skin health. Here's something fascinating: the brain has dedicated areas for recognizing skin texture and color. Neuroscience imaging shows that smooth, even skin tone activates the fusiform face area more strongly. This is the brain's face recognition zone. In other words, we are biologically wired to associate even toned, inflammation-free skin with health and beauty. This means breakouts caused by stress don't just affect how you feel. They affect how others subconsciously interpret your health. But, and this is key, this is not deterministic. You can shift your internal biology, your hormones, neuropeptides, inflammation levels, by leveraging brain-body tools. This is where agency comes in. Let's bring all of this together into a science-supported skin stress protocol. Daily protocols: morning sunlight 130 minutes within 60 min of waking. JJ, hydration plus nutrition, in omega-3, zinc, antioxidants. J, skincare with barrier support, niacinamide, panthenol, adaptogens. K, mindful check-in or 5-min meditation. Dec, physiological size during stress, weekly practices. Ek, exercise 1,180 min a week total. Jek, sleep regularity. Oidex, nature exposure. Gek, social connection to reduce stress load. Remember, your skin listens to your brain, and your brain listens to your habits. So the next time you break out before a big meeting or notice your skin flaring up during a period of emotional stress, remember, it's not just in your head. It's in your nervous system, your endocrine system, your immune system, and your microbiome. but it also means you're not powerless. By learning how the brain communicates with the skin, you can intercept that message. You can salve the signal. You can create skin that reflects inner balance. I'm Dr. Andrew Huberman, and I want to thank you for joining me for this exploration into the neuroscience of skin. Please remember, science is not just about knowledge. It's about tools. Use them. Until next time, take care of your brain and your skin.